Oh, hey there. Can we please talk about what happened? UFC Vegas 43 was at the weekend. Tate versus Ketlen Vieira. Honestly, it wasn't the best card in the world, and I'm not going to pretend like it was. But you know what was even worse than the excitement on that card? My goddamn bets. My goddamn bets were bad, even for me. I mean, to be fair, they're always long shots, but, you know, expect at least one of them to come out. Luckily, my NFL bets have been on point lately. But anyway, I'm going to be talking about everything that happened on that fight card, a little run through of the fight. So actually, there's a couple of them really worth watching. So if you haven't seen that card yet, there are a couple of fights. So it wasn't a great card on the whole, but there was a couple where it's like, yeah, that was decent. Also, having a look at some of the news, you know, Jake Paul versus Tommy Fury, although I think they have the wrong Fury. Anyway, all that and more in about kind of 15 minutes or so of going around the news, having a bit of a laugh, and talking about mixed martial arts. If that sounds good to you, then stick with me for the Burt Locker. So, we've got Davy Grant. One of the fights that was worth watching, actually, is just up here. Davy Grant versus Adrian Yanez. Now, I had Davy Grant to win this one. I did bet on the knockout, though, which was silly. That was this kind of weight class. It's not hugely. I mean, to be fair, Davy Grant does have extreme power, and so does Yanez. Yanez was actually quite a heavy favourite to win by knockout. Now, I didn't see that happening. I was right in that respect. I was correct in that respect, because Davy Grant is way better than people were giving him credit for. Man, like, Grant looked really good, and honestly, like, it ended up going to spoiler alert, go back and watch it. Like, pause this, right? Go back and watch the fight, because it is well worth watching. So I was about to just splurge all over the ending of that fight. Anyway, I'm about to do that now. Ended in a split decision, and honestly, I feel like it could have gone either way. I had Grant losing the first round. I had, Yanez winning the first round, and I had Grant winning the second round. The only thing is like, Yanez, even in the first round, I felt like Grant had a pretty good round. It was just Yanez hit a couple of punches with slightly more impact. And the impact is now a primary judging criteria. And then the new unified rules, I've been reading a lot into this, guys, because I wasn't aware that a lot of it had been updated. But now damage and what they call impact. Damage is rolled into impact. Impact is now a primary scoring method with the striking and everything. So people are hitting things with more force, with more wow factor. The judges can score that higher. I think that's probably right, to be fair, because sometimes, it is a fight. It is based on being able to incapacitate your opponent. So if one person is doing more impact, then yeah. Anyway, I thought Grant's low kicks were sensational. His front kicks were really good as well, and he was picking them apart. He was really going, top. He was picking his shots really, really well. And I feel like the only problem was in the first round, Yanez caught him with like a really nice 3-punch combo that was just like smack, 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 and it was really quite a lot of power on him, and it was quite a lot of wow factor. Impact, key word there, it was impact, right? And it did send Davey kind of back to the fence, kind of like, whoa, what the hell happened, you know? Anyway, other than that, I thought Davy Grant in the first round was close, but I gave Yanez the first round. I thought Davy Grant clearly took the second round. The third round I thought was pretty close as well, to be fair. Maybe Yanez got the better shots off. I don't know. Actually, Grant got some really tasty shots off as well. So the third round was a bit of a toss-up. So look, I get why Davy Grant was really upset at the end of that fight. However, he's the only person that has any right to be upset, honestly, because let's be fair, it was a very, very close fight. And bottom line is, right, he might be upset, but he wasn't the one sitting in the octagon crying his eyes out. That was Yanez. And I would just like to address that really quickly. Now, I get it, right? Your coach died. That is sad, yeah? And, I do, honestly, all sympathies. But a lot of people are going to be saying, yeah, you did the right thing by showing all your emotions, like sitting there crying in the octagon. I'm going to say, no. You need to cry in the car on the way home, in private, like a real man. Okay? Like the rest of us. Do you know what I mean? It's just Push it down. Lock it up. Lock it up. Push all those feelings down, right? Take it from somebody who's probably not manically depressed. Probably. I mean, maybe. Yeah, anyway. No, to be fair, I am kidding. Like, I did feel for him a bit because he lost his coach. And where did he leave him? Down the sofa? Oh, sorry. I'm sorry, Giannis. No, in all seriousness, he lost his coach, and that is really sad. I'm not a fan of the whole public display of like, I'm not even a fan of that at funerals, honestly. Am I emotionally stunted? I think I'm just a very emotionally stunted human being. I've always kind of been of the opinion, just keep that shit to yourself, Cry in private, people. Stop making other people uncomfortable. It does. It makes people uncomfortable. I hate it. I hate seeing other people cry because I'm just like, oh, they're there. It's like, Anyway. Let's move on. Calderwood versus Santos, or Wood versus Santos. I do apologise. She got married, didn't she? So she dropped the Calder and she kept the Wood. She's all about that wood, ain't she? She's all about getting submitted in the first round because that's what happened. Woo. Yeah. I mean, Calderwood's a decent fighter, so to dispatch her that quickly, Santos is definitely pretty good. Look forward to seeing more of her. Michael Chiesa versus Sean Brady. Basically, Chiesa was about as good as my pronunciation of his name. It's Chiesa, I think. Anyway, he didn't look great. He got dominated, really, just in the wrestling by Brady. Brady is pretty good. Was it a fun performance? Not really. Was it a bit one-dimensional? Yeah, it is. Was it? Yeah, it was a win. It's a win over a good name, but that's about it. It wasn't spectacular, wasn't impressive, not impressed. Ketlen Vieira versus Miesha Tate. Now, these two actually had a good old tear-up. I quite enjoyed it. You know what? I thought this was a tough fight for Tate because basically she was, she wasn't going to be able to bully Ketlen Vieira like she did with Marion Reneau. Reneau was already 1 foot out the door and she was considerably smaller, and Tate was able to just bully her around the octagon. I knew that Ketlen wasn't going to be able to be bullied like that. Now, it was closer than the damage reflected. You look at it like, because I saw the results before I actually watched the fights, if I'm honest. I saw the picture of Miesha Tate. I'm like, wow, she got the shit kicked out of her. Actually, she didn't. It was a pretty close fight. There's an argument, I had it 3-2 Vieira, but honestly, she wasn't pushing the pace enough for it to be that convincing that it was even at the end, I was like, you know what, if I didn't already know the result, I wouldn't be sure who had won this. Do you know what I mean? I know who I think won, and it's Vieira 3-2, but I'm not sure what the judges have seen because, like I said, but damage does get taken into account far more now, and obviously Miesha Tate was wearing it. But I do think that Miesha Tate should have gotten extra points for the clear sexual assault that she did in the first round, because that oil check was not only egregious, but it was repeated. She just kept doing it over and over again, just kept oil checking her. And do you know what I mean? You've got to get extra points if you're going to violate your opponent like that. That was a 10-7 round easily. Miesha Tate should have won that. She was robbed. Yeah. No, honestly, Tate, she looked okay despite the loss. I'm sure, look, she is game. She is a gamer. Do you know what I mean? She is as game as they get. She will bring the fight. And like Ketlen Vieira, she is tough, and she put some nasty shots on to Miesha Tate. But also, Miesha Tate landed a lot of her own. It wasn't like a massively one-sided affair. So you know what? Like, Miesha Tate, fair play to you. I love a comeback story, so I look forward to seeing the next chapter of that. I'm sure she's going to continue because it wasn't as bad of a loss to kind of derail any thoughts of coming back. You've got to just roll the punches. You'll have your good days, you'll have your bad days. And she looked comfortable in there. If anything, she did look like a better version of herself than still when she left in 2016, even though she lost. Does that make sense? I don't know. Either way, good for both ladies. I thought they put on a really good show, actually. It was quite a fun fight to watch. On what was an otherwise pretty disappointing fight card, they're calling that the worst card of the year. You know what? They're probably not wrong. But anyways, before I move on to the news, I just want to say a big thank you to all of you for your support. If you would like to just do me one more favour though. I know I ask for a lot. Anyway, if you'd like, share and subscribe. If you literally, if you see me posting my shows, can you just do me a favour, hit a little retweet or hit a little share just to try and get this kind of show out there just a little bit. I love doing it, I really do, and I would love to grow it a little bit more because I have fun, you know, and I feel like people have fun, like from the people that watch it, they've, you know, told me that they have fun watching this. And yeah, so also I am on Patreon as well. You get early access to the fight picks, so you get bonus content as well when there are fight cards on. There is no fight card this week, full disclosure, so I might treat myself to a weekend off because honestly, I've been redlining myself. I spend a lot of time kind of doing this, and I do love it. But god damn it, am I tired? I could do with just a week of just calibrate, reset a little bit. So no fight card this week, so I'm probably going to treat myself to a weekend off. I'm still going to do a show next week, a normal piss about looking through the news and just having a bit of a laugh kind of thing. And I'll also be doing, you know, my stuff on the NFL at the weekend as well. It's shorter, but I'm killing it on my NFL bets, baby. You know, my NFL accumulator came in last week. I mean, it was only like 17-1, but still. Do you know what I mean? I'll take that all day. Anyways, just wanted to say thank you for all your support. If you would like to support me further, please check out the Patreon, the Burt Locker on Patreon. There's loads of extra stuff on there. We have a really good time. It's £1 a month. It's so worthwhile. Do you know what I mean? It like I said, it realistically, £1 a month, it may not be a lot to you, but it would mean the world to me. It really would, and it would just allow me to kind of pump a bit more money into this, see what we can do, maybe get some interviews, do some stuff. The sky's the limit, isn't it? You know, the only limit is your imagination. I think Willy Wonka said that. Something. Anyway, let's move into the news. So this one's interesting, right? I saw that John Kavanagh mentioning someone's name that I haven't seen mentioned in a while, and it was mentioning it in the same breath as Khamzat Chimaev. Well, not in the same breath, but just as a possible opponent. And that person is Gunnar Nelson. Gunny. Now, honestly, I thought he might have retired. I mean, we haven't seen him since 2019. He lost 2 close-ish decisions in a row, both to Leon Edwards and Gilbert Burns, respectively. And let's face it, they're 2 of the best in the division, so it's not like those are horrifying losses. I mean, the loss to Leon Edwards was a split, as far as I remember. And like I said, that's no reason to kind of retire, but I think it might be COVID problems, things like that, you know, that just travel restrictions. That was in 2019, and we haven't seen him since. Now, the thing is like, Gunnar Nelson is extremely good. Don't get me wrong, like, he is extremely good, but goddamn, Khamzat Chimaev would be a rough fight for a comeback, wouldn't it? Come on, Gunnar, what's Gunnar done to deserve that, man? That is cold. That is cold, dog. Come on, Kavanagh, what are you throwing Gunnar under the bus for? No, I'm just kidding. I'm sure that I think that Kavanagh is probably mentioning his name because he thinks he's got a good chance of beating Khamzat Chimaev. And you know what? Like, Khamzat might very well be the real deal. He could easily steamroll Gunnar Nelson, but by the same token, we don't know until they go in there. And Gunnar Nelson, even though he's been gone for a while, he would be a huge scalp for Khamzat Chimaev because Gunnar Nelson is a phenomenal grappler. Like, really, really good, really high level. Which is why I think this person, like, down here, that's commented saying that Gunnar Nelson has no grappling. I'm assuming that person must be a troll. That must be a troll. Like, nobody that's in an MMA group that follows MMA, like, surely they realise that Gunnar Nelson is a very good grappler. That's a troll, isn't it? I hope that's a troll. I hope that is a troll. Otherwise, I despair for the world a little bit. But either way, Gunnar would be a huge scout for Khamzat Chimaev. But, you know, that's a rough fight to come back from a layoff. But I'd watch it. That would be a good fight. I would really enjoy that, to be fair. Then we have got the boxing fight. It's the one we wanted. Well, kind of. Like, obviously, we've got Tommy Fury against Jake Paul. Now, I think they've got the wrong Fury here. In fact, that's what I'm going to call this episode. The wrong Fury. Because obviously, you know, as is often the case, Big John Fury stole the show at the press conference. If you can call it a press conference, it was a farce, really. Let's be fair. A lot of it is pretty farcical, but it's watchable. It's entertaining. Do you know what I mean? I'm not going to lie. I kind of like what the Paul brothers have been doing. They've been just pissing everybody off. And you know what? People will pay to watch you get beat more than they'll pay to watch you win. And They have a lot of fans as well, a lot of people that actually really like them. But, you know, they've got an awful lot of people that don't like them as well. And they will buy tickets because they are hoping that Tommy Fury is going to beat Jake Paul's ass. Honestly, there was a point when I was saying, yeah, look, but stick him against Tommy Fury and Tommy Fury will kill him. Now the doubt is in there. The doubt is in there. I don't know if Tommy Fury is the guy to beat Jake Paul. And I don't know if Tommy Fury would turn down £1 million to take a dive. I don't know if he would turn that down. I'll tell you who would turn that down, though. Big John. Big John, he has principles, right? Big John, he's off his head. You know what I mean? He's off his meds. He will fuck you up. Big John Fury is one of the scariest men, honestly. Like, there's something about, because he's a street fighter as well. He will, like, he'll do some really, really underhanded shit to you. And I'm a big fan. I'm a huge fan. I've always been a big fan of John Fury. He's just such a brilliant character. And, you know, and he can fight as well. I wouldn't want to get on the wrong side of that dude. When I saw him squaring up with Deontay Wilder, I was like, watch out, Wilder. You're not in a ring right now, buddy. You're not in a ring right now. He might well fucking pull your balls off, headbutt you, and then you just leave you lying in a pool of your own teeth and blood. That's the kind of thing that Big John will do to you. And I would love to see Big John Fury versus Jake Paul, because you know what? My money would legitimately go on John Fury. Legitimately. Because John Fury's just a scary, bad man. And I don't think that he's got it in him to ever let Jake Paul beat him. Like, honestly, he's too principled for that. I say, make it happen. They've got the wrong Fury in this fight. The right Fury is Big John Fury. Believe that. And there's a job opening at Mac Life. You know what? I think I am perfect for this role, because Conor McGregor doesn't want another yes man, right? And I will tell you when you shouldn't beat up that pensioner in the bar, and I will tell you when your whiskey is undrinkable swill. And I will also get ahead of all of your tweets to stop them from ever needing deleting in the first place. I'm your man. Hire me now. Anyway. Let's go into Troll of the Week. Troll of the Week. Now, this one was really funny. It's kind of a double one, because Ben Askren, like he said about entering, like going back into the UFC. So you got Ben Askren here. It's just that classic pose of where he's like massively out of shape. It's like nobody. Ben entering the USADA testing pool, right? And then what really made me laugh was the comment. Someone commented underneath to say, I assumed he was re-entering with the intention of getting advice on what gear to start taking. That fucking made me piss myself. Lewis Shaw, fucking fair play to him. I did comment saying that is one of the best comments I think I've ever seen. I love that. That is fantastic. It didn't get nearly the amount. I hope that gets more likes. It deserves all the likes, because that is goddamn hilarious. And I'm a child. Do you know what I mean? It's just like, especially with this next one as well. Wonderful one to finish on. Misha Tate, obviously, we'll go back to the oil check. The oil check from hell. It's like literally someone's captioned this, Beaver Smash, big up Beaver Smash. Beaver Smash often get these ones that absolutely make me piss myself laughing. Beaver Smash are on form here, because they've captioned this one, trying to plug in the HDMI without looking behind the TV, and I can relate to that. That is exactly it. That's perfect, isn't it? That is almost a perfect meme. I love that. There's no fat on that. I love that. I appreciate it on such a huge level. And that is as good a thing as any to finish on. It's been a really fun one this week. Thank you very much for watching. And like I said, no fights on this weekend, so I'm going to treat myself to a rare weekend off. Got a couple of stand-up gigs and stuff as well. So, if you happen to be in Peterborough, by the way, I'm at the Chalkboard on Friday. Going to be doing a set down there. It was a fun time last time, so looking forward to it. But yeah, until next time, keep those odds long and those bets terrible.